Welcome everyone, welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be about being a professional as a business owner. I have encountered a couple of situations and I've heard experiences from some of the business owners that I work with, and this is mainly for small business owners. But we need to be doing at least three main things as far as small business owners to help our business grow, to help our name get out there, to help there be positive things that are said about us. So the first thing we want to make sure that we're doing, we want to make sure that we're being courteous, kind, and polite. As you are a service-based business, whether you're dealing with a business to business or you're dealing with the client directly or a customer directly, you still need to be polite. You need to be courteous. You need to be understanding. You need to think about how you would want to be treated if you were in that situation. And so often, more than not, I'm finding that a lot of people are dealing with other business owners that aren't as professional or aren't being polite and nice. And when you have those type of interactions, you are limiting your word of mouth like marketing. That is the number one really marketing tool, is word of mouth. When someone says, "Oh, I worked with Brianna and she was so professional, so polite. I highly recommend her. Everything just went well. She was very well communicated." That person is going to more so take that over some random review that they read online or Google. So it definitely pays to go the extra mile, to be polite, to be courteous, to be professional, to be understanding, to just really put yourself in that person's shoes as far as how you would want someone to interact with you if you were having this type of business interaction. Second tool that I think we can use as far as being professional is communicating through a business email. So you can buy a domain for like $40 or even less off of GoDaddy or another site, but you can create a Gmail suite where you have that domain that be your business name as the ending. So contact at burtonblandconsulting.com. That is mine. And I have a business Google Suite email. That way I can contact with people directly. I can send out meeting invites, those things. I don't recommend communicating through Messenger and just DMs regarding serious business matters. Maybe as you are baiting a client or getting a client to sign on with you or starting that initial contact. But once the business is moving forward into the next step, I highly recommend starting a business email and having the communications further from that business email. That way everything is in a centralized location. All communications are in a chain of chats as far as the email goes back and forth. When it comes to communicating through email, I would recommend that you are responding within 24 to 48 hours. We do understand, we don't want our business to consume our life. That's kind of why we're starting our own business. But as any type of business owner and as a client, I want someone to follow up with me in that time frame. So I would recommend reciprocating that feeling. You don't want to be waiting forever for a business to respond to you when you have an issue. So I recommend that you respond to someone within 24 to 48 hours. If they are contacting you through like a messenger or DM, I would ask them for an email. That way you can contact with them directly. And it's just a more professional manner as far as communicating back and forth on most things when you're dealing with business matters. The third thing that I would recommend as far as being a professional is setting clear guidelines and expectations. I ran into this issue personally where I had a client who I, advised her at the beginning of us working together that, hey, we're going to need to have meetings, especially on my websites that I design. I want to have regular meetings at least every week or every 2 weeks so we can get some consensus on what's going on. What are you liking? What do we need to change? Do you have any further ideas? When we're just communicating through email or texting back and forth for every so often, and I'm working on something, designing it, and then I have to go back and change it, that is extra work. So if we can meet on a weekly basis, I have a better understanding of what direction we need to go in. Things might change. You might not like, the way it looks, or you don't like this part anymore. You want to just change it and do this. So that is my clear expectation. And I had one client where she wasn't meeting that, and I had to unfortunately let her know that you know, you're not following my clear guidelines, I'm not going to be able to continue to work with you. And as a small business owner, it's like,
you know, like, we need all the clients, we need all the money.
But all money isn't good money, and all clients aren't good clients. And if you want to work with someone, if they set specific guidelines for you, you should follow those, just like you would want someone to do the same. So don't get a client or get a customer and then halfway through you want to start popping up things. You want to set clear guidelines and expectations from the start, so that way if that person isn't going to be able to meet those expectations or guidelines, they can know up front and they maybe can choose to wait or go with someone who isn't going to require those things. I don't like my time to be wasted, so I set clear guidelines and expectations up front because I want us to both be aware of this is the situation that you're getting into when you have a project that you're starting with me. And if you don't want to do that, I'm not going to make a headache for myself, an extra headache for me. So I suggest that you locate someone else that you can work with that's going to be able to fit more of your needs if what I am advising doesn't work. And I have recently started to create contracts because I want you to know that this is what you're signing up for. So when I advise you that there is no refund on the part that you paid on your deposit due to you not following these guidelines, hey, you cannot come back and say that is not something that you agreed to, because we explained this, you signed this, and you were supposed to read over it. If you didn't and you just signed it, that is not my fault. So I highly recommend, as part of being a professional as a small business owner, to set clear expectations and guidelines, and don't just drop things on clients and customers in the middle of doing something or trying to change something that you didn't set up from the start. It just helps everything go as smooth as possible, and it's going to help your business grow because they're going to respect you as being a professional even though you are a small business owner. Thanks for tuning in for today's video. If you found this helpful, definitely go ahead, like, subscribe if you want to hear more content regarding small business matters and being an entrepreneur. Definitely feel free to stick around for more videos, and thanks for stopping by. As always, be blessed, and I will see you in the next video.